Hi everyone, it's Tammy Mastroberte with Elevated Existence. Do you ever struggle to be able to fall asleep at night? Or do you ever wake up in the middle of the night and then struggle to fall back to sleep? It has happened to me. I think it happens to so many of us where things are going on in our life, right? And we're worried and we're stressed out about things, and maybe we're worried about a loved one or we're worried about something in our own life. And the mind is just going a million miles a minute. We can't slow it down. We can't calm it down. We can't stop thinking. And it's just running away. And either we cannot get to sleep or we cannot get back to sleep. So what I want to share with you is just a couple of tips that I have used in my own life to sort of help me in this area. And I think they might be able to help you as well, because I think from time to time we all suffer from this. Some of us more often than others, but from time to time it affects everybody. So what I want to share is just a few tips with you. First, if you struggle falling asleep at night, one of the things that has helped me, number one, I always start my evening routine with a gratitude journal, and I write down things that I'm grateful for. But if you are struggling with worries and stresses and issues, what I want you to try and do is create sort of a worry box or a stress box and write down, just kind of purge all of your fears and worries and everything that's going on right now in your life. Write it all down and put it in a box or put it somewhere for the evening and turn it over to spirit. Turn it over to the universe. So now you don't have to worry about it anymore, because the universe is going to handle it while you're sleeping. The universe is going to hold on to it until you wake up. That's one thing that will help if you initially can't get to sleep. Some of the other things, again, and this will work whether you can't fall asleep at night or you wake up in the middle of the night and then you can't get back to sleep. One of the things that I do, that I learned a few years back from Mark Waldman, who's an amazing author, and he actually wrote the book, one of Oprah's picks a few years back, called How God Changes Your Brain. He also has a book on neuro-wisdom and how enlightenment changes your brain. So he has all these different books out, and he bases all of his teachings and all of his work on neuroscience. So we're talking stuff that is backed by research. Well, one of the things that I'm going to tell you about, it seems a little cuckoo until you try it. So I want you to try it before you think I'm crazy, because when I first heard him say it, I thought he was a little nuts too. What it is mindful yawning. Stick with me here. Mindful yawning. So sort of forcing yourself to yawn about 11 times in a row. Well, the first time he said this, he said that it relaxes the body. And he was teaching different mindful tips to sort of bring us back to lower stress levels and bring us back into that state. And I had interviewed him on a summit that we did a few years back. And it was the first time I heard him say it. So he had everybody try it. And, I just did the yawning a couple of times, and I thought, this is how I feel after I've meditated for a while. Like, I feel really relaxed. I was so surprised by it. I know you're sitting there probably trying to yawn right now, right? So just let me finish. So I went through this whole thing, and I thought, this is crazy. And we got people emailing us saying they did it before job interviews, and they were more relaxed, and they think it's why they got a job, why they got the job. Just crazy, crazy testimonials we got on it. Well, what I decided to do one night was, when I was awake and I couldn't fall back to sleep, I tried the yawning technique. And I was super shocked at, first of all, the mindfulness of it is now you can't think about your stress and your worries when you're trying to force yourself to yawn. So the mindfulness of it right there works, but it physically relaxes your entire body. So it's kind of like a two-piece that will help you. So mindful yawning, I want you to try either before you go to sleep or if you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't fall back to sleep. Trust me, it sounds nuts, but it's backed by science, and it truly does work. In addition to the yawning technique and the worry box, another one that you can incorporate, and again, you can incorporate all of these into a routine. If you want, you can just pick and choose. But another one that I do is called the ABCs of Gratitude. And it's an exercise that I got the idea from author Kaya Roman. She wrote a book called The Joy Plan. And in that, she said she used to struggle falling to sleep. And so one of the things she would do is use the alphabet and think of things that she's grateful for that start with each letter. So A, you can be grateful for, the apples that you pick that day, if it's the fall. You can be grateful for the bananas in your smoothie. C, you can be grateful for your cat if you have one. D, you can be grateful for your dad. E, you can be grateful for, whatever. It just goes on and on and on and on, and you basically start with A, and so now you're focusing, instead of focusing on all the worries and all the stress, you're focusing on gratitude, and you're focusing on thinking of something that goes with each letter, right? So again, you're taking your mind off of that, and you're even boosting your vibration, and you're boosting your point of attraction because you're focusing on gratitude. So that's another thing. So you could do the yawning technique, and then when you're done with the yawning, you can go into the ABCs of gratitude. And then the worry box, again, if it's something that when you're first trying to fall asleep, even if you wake up in the middle of the night, you can jot down all your worries and then let them go as well. Just sort of purge it and get it out of you. And then the last thing is to use some type of a guided meditation or a guided relaxation that's specifically meant for evening, that's meant to unwind. There's a lot of different music that you can listen to that brings the brain waves into that alpha state or into that delta state that where you're actually, calms everything down and it settles you down, and it's using your brain to help you sleep. So there's that option as well of sort of playing a CD on rotation or an MP3 or something along those lines. So a lot of them are very easy, but some of them you don't always think of, especially that yawning technique. The first time I heard that about relaxing, I thought, this seems nuts, and then I tried it, and anybody who tries it is amazed at how well it actually works. And by the way, incorporate that. You can even do it before you start meditating to bring yourself more into a meditative state. That yawning technique is amazing, and Mark Waldman's work is fantastic. So those are a few things to help you in the sleep area. And the next time you either are struggling to fall asleep or you're struggling to get back to sleep, try one or more of these things and let me know what happens. They're simple, they're easy, they will distract your mind, they will focus you, they will relax you, and they will get you back to sleep. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Until then, keep elevating yourself.